Right, well, thanks very much, Chairman. The North East has got this phrase of passionate people, passionate places, and One North East has done a great job in really giving us that image. But for those of you who support the local football teams, you'll know that passion isn't quite enough to be able to win something in this world. And what I have to tell you is that this region, while it's been passionate, does have a plan, and it has a plan to actually force itself through transition into the future. And that plan is based on science and technology. Now, we've been moving this plan forward now for the last 9 years. And I have to give credit here to One North East. It was One North East who really saw the future as being, for this region, to get into a science and technology agenda. For too long, we had been done to by the rest of the world. We saw the decline of all our basic industries, and we were looking as if we were going to go cap in hand constantly to try and get ourselves out of that decline. We needed a plan, we needed to be on the front foot, and science and technology is the way to do it. Now, the important thing, I think, for today is that this is a business-led plan. The Science and Industry Council, for which I'm chair, and which has been given advice to the board of One North East all through that time, is a business-led organisation. We know how to do business, and we know how to do business on an international scale. And part of the plan that the region has been going through has been to position itself as a benchmark against international standards. We don't look inwards, we don't measure ourselves against other parts of the country, we measure ourselves against the other parts of the world. Now, it's a bold and ambitious plan One North East put together with the Science and Industry Council, and we focused on a number of areas where the region already had some bases on which it could aspire to be great. And we chose, say, 7, 8, 9 years ago, the areas of printable electronics, low-carbon economy, and particularly low-carbon vehicles, offshore wind and the whole regeneration industry, and industrial biotechnology, together with ageing and healthcare, as being the sort of areas where, because of the history of this region, we already had some capability to be able to take this future. And we've been following that agenda consistently for that period. So when you see things happening like Nissan investment in electric vehicles or offshore wind companies coming, then you say, well, aren't we lucky we managed to get that to come into the region? No, it wasn't luck. It's been a plan that we've consistently followed. We now have in this region 2 national centres for research and technology when we had none at the start of this period. We have NAREC for new and renewable energy in Blyth, and we have CPI and PTEC for the process industry and for printable electronics in Tees Valley and in Durham. That is actually part of our achievement during that time, that we are now seen, both by the rest of the country, definitely, because we're the national centres, but by the rest of the world as being the place where in these industries they come here to talk to us to do business. So, as Hugh said, this region is in transition. It's part of a journey. We are going through a phase, and this isn't ended now, it will keep going, in transition towards those new economies. It is ambitious, and it is supported. It's supported across the whole region. That's been the pleasure of following this agenda, is that every part of the region has come together to say, yes, this is the right thing to do. We've had support from business through the CBI and through EEF and the Chamber. We've had support, obviously, from the public sector, and particularly from One North East, who've consistently followed this agenda with investment, and from the universities themselves. So all the universities are involved in this. So it is truly the region, with its passion, getting together against a business plan as to how we're going to change the region for the future. It's about economic regeneration, and it's about the region working together. This is an important point, is that this isn't an agenda that could go down to more local level. This has to be done at regional level, because then we are in this position where we can start doing things across the whole region. We are seeing success, and I'm sure it will interest the audience here, that business is investing in these areas. My own company has put £300 million into ENSYS for biorefinery down on Teesside, which is coming online right at this moment. That will put the region really right. It's the biggest wheat refinery in the whole of Europe. We've seen the investment by Nissan in electric vehicles in the sector that we've chosen. We have Clipper Wind coming into the region because of the work that we're doing in offshore wind. And it's not just new investment, but it's saving existing jobs. And one of the interesting facets of this has been what we saw in Durham at Spennymoor, when Thorn Lighting, 600 people making lighting there, decided, they're Austrian-owned, you think Thorn was a British company, they're actually owned by the Austrians, decided to move the whole factory to Eastern Europe for cost reasons. And we talked to the senior management there, said, oh, actually, do you realise that we are investing in printable electronics in the region, the research and development, and it's actually printable electronics will truly replace all these light bulbs and fluorescent tubes going forward. They reversed that decision, so we saved the 600 jobs, they're still there, but equally they brought all their research and development into this region for that sector, and that just shows you the power that you can have by being able to talk not about economic development in the form of grants, but economic development in the form of technology and science. So, finally, just to say, this is an agenda that we're on. It's a journey. It is working. There is no doubt it's working. We have the evidence to say it is working. It's supported by business and by the rest of the region. And we look forward, whatever happens in the next 12 months, to continue to be fully supported in being able to continue this journey for the transition of the region. Thank you very much indeed.